Hello, can you hear me? Very good. So first of all, thanks all for all of you to be here. So today I'm going to talk to you about Ovr, our company. So what is Ovr? Ovr is the centralized platform for the augmented reality metaverse. So but it's a mouthful. So what is this augmented reality metaverse? What is an AR metaverse? So an AR metaverse actually is a fusion between what is the physical and the virtual world that is enabled by augmented reality. It's a place where people can, yes, own digital assets, of course, thanks to NFT standard and Web3, can play, can build, and can also earn, of course. We know the potential of play to earn that was showcased by Axie Infinity, for example. And finally, our vision is that augmented reality is basically a new means to basically see information or interact with information. We're starting from books, going from mainframes, desktop, laptops, mobile phones, and then, of course, information will go through our visual field. So augmented reality, in our vision, and that's why we're building this platform, it will be the new means to interact with information. So, but there is a problem. So why don't we see so many use cases for augmented reality out there? If you think about that, the most successful use case for augmented reality was Pokemon Go. In fact, when I talk about augmented reality, I say, what? Pokemon Go, haha, okay, I understand. So actually that was a hugely successful use case. But that was successful, was like 3 billion in 2 years, so quite good. But why was it the only one? It was the only one because that kind of use case doesn't need for accuracy in localization. It's not a big deal if your Pokemon is there or 20 meters away. You just want to collect it. You don't really need to have precision. But if you want to augment the world, if you want to do what we're trying to achieve, you need to have a very high accuracy. So you need to be able to actually place an avatar here, and an avatar need to be here, not there. So you need this kind of technology in order to build an augmented reality metaverse. And anybody that wants to build this, it needs to have that. So, and also this kind of localization needs to be ubiquitous, need to be reliable, and need also to be accessible. So you cannot really buy this kind of technology from somebody else. You cannot pay for that. Otherwise, then your users will have to pay that. So what is the solution? The solution is what we call Ovr Land Mapping. Basically, we built some proprietary AI technology that is enabled by the normal cameras of your phones, 2D normal cameras, so you don't need LiDAR. So this opens up the world of everybody to do this kind of activity. What we create is two things. One is a 3D world map. So basically, we stitch all the pictures together with photogrammetry and we create a 3D map, and this is quite easy. But the second very important part is that we train a neural network so that we relocate you in space very precisely. So we can locate you in space in 20 centimeters accuracy, both outdoor and indoor. So, and also, of course, since this kind of technology is enabled by simple mobile phones, we can crowdsource this activity. So why us? Why can we do this? Why can we achieve this goal to map the most important location in the world? Because basically, we kind of already did it. In the last 12 months since the launch, we sent people to 1 million locations just to collect our tokens, again, with Pokemon Go-style treasure hunt. So we can convert those guys and tell them, yes, you can still go to play around, but you can also have a kind of job, what we call map to earn. So you will have an activity that will earn you some tokens to scan locations. So we have a liquid token that is trading on markets. So this is real money that people can get for this activity. And finally, we have what is called the wisdom of the crowds. So the world is huge. And so nobody, not even Google, can think about scanning it all. So the problem is where you go. Well, actually, we know where to go because people bought our virtual lands. They bought 500,000 of those. And basically, they voted with their token on what are the good locations in the world. So we will start by mapping those. So right now, it's already 500,000. So we believe that in the next 6 to 12 months, we will be able to map them all. So, but let's come back to our platform. So Our platform is made up of three main layers. The first layer is an ownership layer. So basically, we divided the world in hexagons of 300 square meters that basically are geographic coordinates, are mapped one-to-one to the physical world. So if you own one of these lands of 300 square meters, you have publishing rights on that location. Just like in the web, you own a web domain like coca-cola.com. You put on your face over there. In our case, you own, let's say, the geographic location of the Colosseum, and you publish something over there. So you publish on reality. And this is the ownership layer granted by NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. Then we have this middle layer that is the most important, probably, this Ovr mapping layer that I've been talking about. And finally, on the top of it, we have an SDK, so a software development kit that allows you to publish content on this virtual layer. There's two kinds of the SDK, one for no-coder, so a web builder where you just upload files, and then we have a Unity SDK that can allow coders to actually code interaction and logics inside this metaverse. So where we are now in this path to Metaverse adoption, so we've been selling quite a lot of lands. I was mentioning 500,000 of those. We are selling around 6,000 every day. Ovr Land Scanning is just getting released. This land mapping will be released in 15 days, the alpha version. And the SDK, we released the web builder 3 months ago, and we just released in these days the Unity plugin. So we are just at the beginning, I would say. Finally, what is the early traction? Because we've been launched 11 months ago. So we have 210,000 registered users with KYC. We have, as I was mentioning before, 1 million plus land explored by users that do the treasure hunt and will do the mapping. 160K downloads of the app, 500,000 almost land sold. 26 employees now and still growing. And we generated a little bit more than that, but anyway, 5 million revenues just for the land sales. So this is the infrastructural side. And beyond that, of course, you can ask me, okay, cool, you built an infrastructure, but did you actually build something of that? And actually, the answer is a kind of, because our main target right now is to build the foundation. But of course, we also build some use cases to showcase what's the potential. So we call it Ovr Lab. There are many use cases that we built over there, like the treasure hunt I was mentioning to you, AR chat, so you can teleport your friends with their avatars and speak with them whenever in the world. We have live events, so we can let DJs or performers in general to wear motion tracking suits and create live events in this metaverse. We have art galleries. We have AI avatars that actually is kind of cool development that we're going to release in January. Virtual e-commerce, NFT marketplace, virtual clothing, because of course you have NFTs with clothes that can be worn by these avatars also. So, but this are important because they generate traction, but at the end of the day are just, I would say, something to showcase the potential of what is going to come. And here are just some graphical representation of what we built. So this is more by marketing side and also treasure hunting, showcasing locations. Also, we are capable of building VR experiences. If you try to download the app, for example, you can be in the Sistine Chapel. Okay, you can see what is the quality that we can achieve with that. And finally, I will just give you some thoughts about what is the opportunity, what is the potential of this augmented reality metaverse. So this is, for what it's worth, this is just a research from Goldman Sachs that tried to understand how this market will be broken down. So most of it, as you see, like more than 30% will be gaming, then live events, retail, real estate, and education makes up around 70% of use cases. And those are the use cases that we cover. But yes, but how big, how many people are there? So let's just have a look to one of these. So retail, that is just 15%. So if we take retail only, the number of visitors that in US only go to malls every month is 1.5 billion of people, despite COVID, despite e-commerce or whatever. So even taking just a very small use case, we have a huge amount of people that can actually interact with this technology. So thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, I'm very happy to answer you. Please.
So you mentioned it's AR, but also VR?
Yeah.
You can use your any regular phone to, I guess, access AR.
Absolutely.
This metaverse, is it a representation of the real world now, but you can edit it, or is it its own?
No, it's like you said, it's the real world now that you can edit. Basically, you can add information layer to the physical world through augmented reality. And we are, yeah, please.
So then you would buy an NFT, for example, of like the Eiffel Tower, and using the SDK, you can add like Godzilla or
Correct. Exactly.
other people can experience that through their phone if they're at the location, or they can just, is that where the VR steps in? You can go to
Yeah, basically, our main goal, of course, is to have a local experience so that people are there and have the experience. But since we generate 3D maps of this, we can also basically have an experience from, outside, from far away. But of course, this is not the real goal. So the real goal is not really to recreate a virtual representation of the world, but to augment the world. But since we have the technology to do that, and not always people can be everywhere, we can use this like a sneak peek, what will be the experience over there. Thank you very much for the question.
I have a question for you. My question is, what does the metaverse mean to you? This is a hot button word. People have many interpretations of it, so I'd love to hear from your interpretation what it means.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, as you mentioned, the metaverse is a buzzword. So like all the buzzwords lose all the meaning. So I will say that there is a narrow interpretation of what is the metaverse that basically comes from Snow Crash from 1991. So this is a virtual world where people can live and earn, actually, also have an activity over there. And then there is a more broad representation of what is the metaverse, like they also say that Twitter is a metaverse, or Axie Infinity is a metaverse where you can play and earn. So I would say that my own definition, of course, is very biased, so is through an augmented reality metaverse. But I would say that at the end of the day, we already live in the metaverse.
Agreed.
I always give this example. There is a nice chart. I don't have it here, but you can check it out on the web. The number of people that participated to Travis' event on Fortnite is 28 million people. You know how many people participated to Woodstock? 1 million. To a Coachella? 800,000. So this is the potential. We already live in this metaverse, and that's why our friend, or not so much, Zuckerberg, decided to make this such a bold move. I mean, the numbers are already there. And so we already live in a metaverse in a broad sense. And also our identities are in the metaverse. And also that's why NFTs are so have so much potential.
One could say that living in your social communities right now through Instagram, through Facebook, you already live in a metaverse of somewhat, right? You're still connected in reality, but whose real life is actually perpetuated through social media? No, it's a different kind of living experience. So I like what you said, that we already are in the metaverse.
Absolutely, yeah.
How can we support you? How can we find your product? How can we interact with what you have going on?
Well, you just can download our app. Also, you can test some experiences. There is some artists that create some experiences outside and inside this location. So you can just test it out. Actually, I also found out just yesterday that they uploaded those. So the first thing is that one. And then, of course, if you go on our website and check out what we're doing, we have Telegram channels, Discord. You can find all the information over there.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.